Hello, everyone. This is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for a couple years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we are shipping out today on Wednesday. So I had a pretty good day. I had a lot of stuff that I listed sell, like I listed yesterday, and it sold since listing it, which rarely happens. All right. First thing right here is a lot of 183 Arkham Horror Living Card Game base set cards. So this is not a complete set, but someone probably picked this up. This is a really fun game, and I have played it kind of recently in the past 4 to 6 months. There's a ton of content for this game. The base game is great. It's pretty cheap as well. These stack of cards sold for $12, but I think originally you would have to get 2 base sets to have enough cards to make like play sets within your investigator decks, because you pick an investigator, make a deck, but they would give you like 2 cards of whatever, like a cop's baton or something if you're playing like the cop class, the guardian. And then if you got 2 base sets, you would get a full set of all the stuff. So it's kind of like their way of getting more money when the game first released. Now all of the other like expansions and stuff kind of just give you everything at this point. But the base game, that's probably why someone picked up these cards. $12 for that. So that's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. It's a interesting card game where each scenario is different. You're going through like mini campaigns. You get to pick an investigator. You get to make like your specific deck. Your investigator has skills. Instead of dice in the game, you're like drawing into a draw bag to see if you pass skill checks. You're solving mysteries. There's like Cthulhu-esque monsters all around every corner. There's some fighting. There's some intrigue. It's pretty cool. All right, next up is going to be this Warhammer 40K Kill Team rules booklet right over here. So this is not like a full-fledged rule book. This is for Warhammer, where you play with less. It's like a tactical squad. So you don't have like a massive army. You're going to have like a little small squad versus someone else's small squad. This ended up selling for $14.99. I think I listed that within the past few days. All right, moving along, we have another one of the, I keep selling our Star Trek Attack Wing Deep Cuts by WizKids right here. They're these pre-primed miniatures for the Attack Wing game. They also have like, I've never gotten any of the Dragon stuff or the military stuff, but I've gotten the Star Trek stuff. I think these are just sub-ins where because these are pre-primed, you can paint them and then swap them in with your actual figure. I don't think this has like a bunch of rules and stuff like that, so they're a lot cheaper than the Attack Wing stuff. This one sold for $20.24. This one's Reman Warbird. I don't know anything about Star Trek, so I don't know anything about that particular ship. That one sold more than the other ones that I've been selling for like around $11. All right, next up is going to be this right here. It's not like a full deck box or whatever. This is 94 Deadlands cards for this little set. Lost Colony Showdown. Deadlands it's gone through different variations. It's also like Doomtown. It's a collectible card game. There's a niche amount of people that play it. Yeah, I think you're playing like some kind of Wild West. Some of the games have like poker hands. I know that's Doomtown Reloaded. I don't know if the original game had like poker hands that you play that you're fighting and doing shootouts. So yeah, Western theme, $7.29. Like I wouldn't say that's like a full dead card game, but it is more niche one. But when people want the stuff, they pick it up. It's pretty cool. All right, next up is Warhammer Age of Sigmar. I listed this recently. These are, I think, Stormcast Eternals or Storm Doom Eternals or something like that. This was like a starter set for Warhammer 40K. This is a sprue that came in a box set called Dominion. I only happen to know that because I got lucky searching this up. And I bought this stuff from a buddy recently, so that's how I know a little bit about it. They told me about it before they sold it to me. So yeah, this is going to have some, like a figure right here with some wings. I think there's a couple of figures here. Ended up selling for $26.24. So this is not like incomplete. It's incomplete for the whole starter box, but this is actually complete figures. They're just going to need those little like round bases to put them on, which are kind of easy to pick up now. Like we sell the bases as well. It depends on what brand you get and what sizes you want. All right, next up is going to be one of these little planes right here. We got a bunch of these a bit ago. We sold a lot. This is a P-51 right here. It's a pretty good quality. The propellers move and stuff like that. Got a bunch of these. This ended up selling for $10. We like the little die-cast stuff. They do pretty well for us. All right, next up is going to be Warhammer Age of Sigmar Open War packet of like cards. It says there's like objective cards, twist cards. I don't know really what these are for. I'm assuming you can like change the rule sets for Warhammer. Age of Sigmar is like their updated fantasy version of the game. It's not Warhammer Fantasy Battles. They changed it to Age of Sigmar, which this is also Age of Sigmar. I also got that from the buddy. This ended up selling for $14. So I listed those 2 yesterday. So that was pretty fast sale. And then this next thing also I got from them, and then it sold relatively quickly. So this one, I got a Necron army from them. That's kind of like the skeleton necromancer Terminator style people. So this right here, let me pull up like the name. I was having like a struggling finding the names of some of them right here. So it's a little broken. It has like one of these green rods, which means it's an older vintage figure. They've now which the green rods go on these guns and weapons. That's how you know it's like an older one. This also happens to have a metal weapon. With the metal stuff is the older stuff, and I think people care about. This is called a destroyer right there. There you go. This ended up selling for $40, so that's really good for that. It was kind of hard to look it up, and I put that it needs like the green rod to be glued up, and I think there might be like a head thing that might be missing, or like a little tiny accessory up there. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't really see too many listed. That's probably why it sold pretty quick. All right, next up is going to be like a vintage. This is probably from like the 60s or 70s, some kind of lotto game right here. I think I have 2 of these, so I still have 1 more listed. I think this one's complete. I like to pick up these like little card games, little board games and stuff. This ended up selling for $8.99, so it wasn't as unique or rare as some of the others like 60s or 70s games I get. All right, next up is going to be this. I've never used one of these. We've gotten a couple from this person in the past before, so also bought this from the person with the Age of Sigmar stuff. Retroid Pocket 5 right here. So we have the carrying case. I think you just like download or purchase a bunch of emulated games and stuff. So it's just gonna be like a handheld console, kind of like people really like them. I've never used one. It has like the little battery thing up here. They already reset this. It's a very good condition. We tested it. Yeah, it basically almost looks like brand new. He probably only used it a little bit. He likes these, but then he gets like an upgraded version. This is number 5. So I don't know what version they're on. This sold for $250. So that was super good for us. I think that's probably our best sale this year, but it is like an electronic console type of thing. They will do well. All right. Last up for the day is going to be this police like truck right here. It doesn't have the actual backing to it. But yeah, so yeah, we get a bunch of these police diecast cars that we got from like a big bulk lots like last year or something at this point, end up selling for $10. So yeah, like you've seen us sell little airplanes and stuff like that. So little miniatures and bits and pieces. All right, that's everything. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.